Hello and welcome to Frontrunner Motorsport. Very soon we will all be watching the 2024 Bathurst 1000, one of the toughest touring car races of the year. So to get into the spirit, I thought we could spend some time looking back at the career of Mr. Bathurst himself, Peter Brock. The 9-time winner and officially recognised King of the Mountain is one of the all-time legends of Australian motorsport. But why was he so successful in the Bathurst 1000? What was it about the mountain endurance race that brought out the best in Peter Brock? This is a look at the life and career of Peter Brock, his successes, his failures and the man himself. So make sure you subscribe to the channel and let's jump into the video. Peter Brock began his racing career after leaving the army after his national service was up in the mid-60s and instantly took to touring cars like a duck to water, or an Australian to fighting spiders. His first appearance on the mountain was back when it was only a 500km race in 1969. Alongside Des West in the Semi-Works Holden dealer team, the pair took a Monaro GTS 350 to third overall and even finished on the leading lap. This started a run of 29 consecutive appearances in the Bathurst 1000. It was also the start of a long rivalry with Ford driver Alan Moffat, another Bathurst legend, and he and Brock would go on to have some battles on the mountain. Peter Brock took his first win at Bathurst in 1972. The final time the race was won to 500km and drivers were allowed to compete without a co-driver. In the first ever edition of the 1000km race, Peter Brock would finish second alongside Doug Chivas behind Alan Moffat, with whom Peter Brock chased for a long portion of the race. In 1974, Peter Brock was leading the race until an engine went and the Holden was retired with smoke pouring out the back of it. He came back in 1975 with the Gown Hindau team and took his second win with Pete Sampson, 2 laps clear of anybody else. Then after 2 years of running his own car alongside his brother, Peter Brock returned to the Holden dealer team for 1978 and won the next 3 Bathurst 1000s to take him to 5. In 1979, Brock and Jim Richards won by a massive 6 laps, a record that is unlikely to ever be beaten. He'd start the next decade by winning his third and final Australian Touring Car Championship, even though the Bathurst 1000 wasn't part of the calendar at the time. This was also the first appearance of the Holden Commodore, the car Holden would compete with till the very end, just a couple of years ago. Into the 1980s and we are reaching peak Peter Brock. He would win 3 more Bathurst 1000s in a row between 1982 and 1984. The 1983 race was interesting because Peter Brock's and Larry Perkins' Commodore blew its engine, and so they joined with the other Holden dealer team entry, with Peter Brock's brother Phil not getting a chance to race. In 1985, Europe would invade Australia and the race was dominated by Jaguar and BMW, but Holden would return to top spot in 1986. But not Peter Brock, who joined former rival and friend Alan Moffat, who was making a rare appearance in a Holden. The 2 most successful Bathurst drivers managed to finish 5th overall, the last time Alan Moffat ever actually finished the Bathurst 1000. Peter Brock would win his final Bathurst 1000 in 1987, a round of the World Touring Car Championship and one that had more controversy than even your average teen celebrity could handle. Peter Brock and Peter McLeod broke down on lap 34, and they joined in with the other Holden dealer team car, the same trick that saw Brock win in 1983. But that wasn't the controversy this time round. Eggenberger Ford finished first and second, but later in the year a protest over their wheel arches was upheld and they were disqualified, giving the win to the Holden, despite the fact they never led a single lap of the race, and didn't even complete the full distance. If you want to know more about what a complete mess the 1987 World Touring Car Championship was, check out my video on the matter from a couple of years ago. This would also see Brock leave Holden for the first time, competing in the next couple of Bathursts in a BMW and then a Ford Sierra Cosworth. This was over one of the most bizarre things I have ever heard of, the energy polarizer. Peter Brock believed a box of magnets and crystals made his car better and started fitting them to production Holdens, against Holden's will. Brock sold cars through the Holden dealer team, and Holden decided not to honour warranties for vehicles modified by this offshoot group. The HDT specials are now highly collectible and have a high value, but in theory, it ended a long successful racing partnership. In reality, there may have been other reasons for the split, and I'm not entirely sure how much of the energy polarizer Brock actually believed in, but that is something we'll look at in a future video. Brock never had success with another brand at Bathurst. The BMW retired, and despite taking pole in the Ford Sierra in 1989, shared with 4-time British champion Andy Rouse, the pair managed to finish 4th in 1990. Peter Brock returned to Holden in 1991 and would continue with them for the rest of his career, never reaching the levels of success he managed in the 70s and 80s. He had a rare crash in 1994 and retired in the pits in 1995. 1996 was his last great finish. Only 5th overall, but after the 1997 Australian Touring Car season, Peter Brock retired from full-time racing. He completed his final laps in a Bathurst 1000 in 2002, 21st and 25 laps down. Despite being entered alongside Jason Plato in 2004, Plato wrecked the car early in the race and Brock never got to drive in what would prove to be his final Bathurst 1000. He did go on to win the Bathurst 24-hour race in 2003, and of course he did it in a Holden. After his retirement, Peter Brock competed in a number of rallies and historic races. In 2006, he entered the Targa West in a Daytona sports car. Near the end of the rally, he went off the road and hit a tree with his driver's side door, killing Peter Brock at the scene. Since then, his public image has been tarnished by allegations of domestic violence against ex-wife Michelle Downs, a Miss Australia pageant winner and weather presenter, as well as longtime partner Bev, acknowledging Peter Brock's many affairs. He never had much success outside of Australia. He raced at Macau, finished second in the Spa 24-hour race, and even unsuccessfully entered the Le Mans 24-hour race a couple of times. But domestically, he was an absolute star. 3 Australian Touring Car Championships, 45 wins, 9 Bathurst 1000 wins, the Bathurst 24 hours, 9 Sandown 500 wins, as well as numerous other records and accolades. Peter Brock was a truly sensational race driver. So what made him so good at Bathurst? You can't say it's his long-time backing from the very successful Holden dealer team. He succeeded with other teams, although only in a Holden. You can't say it's his choice in co-drivers, because across his 9 wins, there were 8 different drivers who won alongside Brock. 6 of them got to drive. Was it his experience? It definitely helped, but he was a Bathurst sensation early on in his career as well, taking part in over 30 Bathurst 1000s, along with other Bathurst endurance races, is because he was so damn good. Peter Brock is truly the king of the mountain. He always shone bright at Bathurst, but he was successful elsewhere. The record-breaking Bathurst winner is in the V8 Supercars Hall of Fame and the Australian Sports Hall of Fame, one of the only 2 who never raced in Formula 1, the other being Bathurst rival Alan Moffat. Peter Brock was so important, his name is carried on the Bathurst 1000 Winners' Trophy. Craig Lowndes and Jamie Whincup were the first winners of the Peter Brock Trophy in 2006, and every driver lining up in 2024 will be set on winning this prestigious race, partly because of the legacy Peter Brock left behind. Truly, he was the king of the mountain.
2:15.80, the king of the mountain.
That is amazing.
There's not much you can add to that.
Peter, they call you the king of the mountain, a 2:15.8.
Oh, that's good. I'm very happy about that.
They did it in 91 and 92 in a Nissan, and now they're going to do it in 2002. And isn't that fitting that Mark Skaife goes around Peter Brock? And Mark Skaife will go back to back at Bathurst. He secures another Australian touring car title.
So that was our look back at the incredible career of Perfect Peter Brock. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Are you looking forward to this year's Bathurst 1000? Who do you think will be lifting the Peter Brock trophy? Let me know if you want similar videos on other Australian racing legends like Dick Johnson or Jamie Whincup. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much for watching and have a good one.